Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another pregnancy update. So this week's update is week 21, which is crazy to think about. I'm literally over halfway now, like, oh my god. So we are gonna do this video a little bit different. So if you haven't seen any of my previous updates, I will of course leave the playlist up in a card and in the description box, but normally I would run through kind of symptoms for the weeks, kind of how I've been feeling, what I've been up to, that kind of thing. But in this week I feel like not a lot really happened, so I'm going to do this kind of vloggy chatty style and kind of just have a chat with you guys. So if you want to see what I've been up to this week, then keep on watching. So I am going to reference baby's gender in this video, so if you haven't already seen my previous video, which was my gender reveal, then again I will leave that linked in a card and in the description box, so I suggest you watch that if you want to see like the surprise of it rather than me just kind of saying it in context in this video. But yeah, just a pre-warning. So yeah, first off, I'm going to share the only kind of things that came under symptoms for me kind of in this week. So they were my back started to ache quite a bit. If we went anywhere, I did notice this in my last kind of update, that I started to get a bit more backache. So I'm going to start to increase my exercise and things like that. I know I should have done it a lot earlier, but I didn't. Obviously, the current situation we're in, I don't really want to leave the house. But yeah, so I am going to start to try and increase my exercise, just go out for short walks every day, just to make sure that everything's kind of as healthy as it can be. All my bones and my joints and everything are just in the most optimum health. And the other thing, the like major thing, was that my headache seems to have, touched wood, eased quite a lot. So I still do get like a headache kind of crop up every now and then, but nowhere near as severe as I had it before. So that is really good news. I was obviously gonna mention it again to my midwife when I spoke to her next, but seemingly I don't need to, so hopefully it'll stay that way and won't come back. And the other thing was, again, a lot of movement. So towards the end of my last update, I did say that the movement was starting to increase. I was starting to kind of feel it if I have my hands on my belly or kind of in my pelvis, I suppose, because it's still quite low. I'm still getting kicks quite low down. But yeah, it's really exciting. Joe has felt it too, which is just amazing. Obviously they don't get to share these kind of amazing moments. And yes, it's super exciting. I keep obviously saying to him, oh, she's swimming and stuff, and he's just, oh, for God's sake, like, because I'm like, oh look, feel it kind of thing. And yeah, but he's just once I felt it once, like, he's happy kind of thing. So yeah, obviously he's happy to know that she's moving around and everything else. But yeah, so that was that. So that's everything in terms of kind of symptoms, as it were. So everything else in the rest of the video, like I say, it's going to be very chatty and vloggy. So I wanted to touch on a couple of things really, and they were kind of any anxieties I was having and the plans that we have kind of going forward. I just need to change my battery real quick. So I was unsure whether to talk about some of these things online, because they're quite big things, and obviously I don't want to share every ounce of my life, but at the same time I want to be, like I say, as honest as I possibly can be with you guys and as relatable as I can be, really. I want to express that, you know, although seemingly in my pregnancy updates, like, everything's great, like, you know, it's all fluffy, there is other stuff, you know, going on, and it is causing me anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. I am someone, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I've had mental health struggles for a little over 10 years now. I did try CBT back in the day, but I found it worsened how I felt. I have thought about trying it again. Obviously I'm 26 now, so it could be a lot different when I was like 15, 16. So yeah, so that's probably something that I am actually going to look into once I've had the baby, because one thing I have said to Joe is, obviously there's a lot of crap going on in the world aside from COVID, and quite honestly I don't want my daughter, that still feels weird to say, I don't want my daughter to ever have to go through the struggles that me and Joe have been through with our mental health. I want her to be as positive and as happy and as everything as you possibly do want for your child. So I want to try and better myself and try and help myself with things like that, so she doesn't pick up on things that are quite frankly stupid. I'm sure if you suffer with any kind of mental health problems, then you'll probably understand what I mean by knowing that a lot of it is just stupid thoughts in your head. But yeah, so let's go on to anxiety. So I wrote a couple of points down that I want to talk about. So things that are causing me anxiety in the back of my mind. They aren't things that necessarily I have issues with day to day, but they are kind of just always there in the back of my mind, and sometimes they'll kind of, like, all of them will run in together and it will just be a nightmare. So first thing, I feel like this is an obvious thing to feel anxious about, and I'm probably not as anxious as some when it comes to this, but I am, because like I say, it kind of goes along with quite a lot of the other things, and that's COVID. Seemingly a lot of people, at least where I live and in places where I've been to recently, don't seem to realise that we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and just seem to be, quite frankly, taking the piss. I'm not going to go into depth with that, or my thoughts and feelings on that, because I just, we don't do politics on this channel. I'm not going to go into things like that. I'm not going to fucking, you know, moan about people doing things that they shouldn't be and stuff like that. Like, they know they shouldn't be doing it, so that is that. But yeah, so that causes me a lot of anxiety, because obviously it means that a lot of other things are then unstable for me. So in terms of my birth, so I plan to have a normal birth at a hospital, or is in a like separate, like, midwifery led unit, but within our main local hospital. It's not like a separate birthing centre, if you know what I mean, just in case shit hits the fan. I'm quite anxious in regards to that. I wanted to go to a birthing centre, then I was like, do you know what, it's like 20 minutes away from the main hospital. If I need an emergency C-section, I don't want to be 20 minutes away. Like, no, I don't want that in the back of my mind, that that could happen. Obviously I know that anything could happen, and I'm quite prepared for that, I think, but like I say, I don't want to be at a birthing centre 20 minutes away. So yeah, so obviously that is quite a sore subject at the moment with quite a lot of people. I know quite a lot of people that are pregnant at the moment. I am actually on a group on Facebook for people due in the same month as me, which is quite fun. It's nice to talk to people that are going through the same things at the same time, and a lot of us have posted about this kind of subject, and how we feel about it, because quite a lot of us are first-time mums, myself included. So yeah, it's a bit of a funny one, because as I'm sure a lot of you have seen posts going around social media regarding obviously a father or any kind of birthing partner cannot be with a woman in labour, or in most places up until they are 4 centimetres dilated, cannot in most places again stay with the woman that's just given birth after birth, and cannot visit them and their child, or the newborn child at all. But said birthing partner, whether that is baby daddy or anybody else, friend, mum, whatever, can go to the pub. What? This winds me up something chronic. There is a petition. I have of course signed it because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So if I can find the link to the petition, then I will definitely leave it linked in the description box of this video, and I urge you to sign it, because this is just ridiculous. I honestly have no other words for it other than that, and you can fucking probably hear it in my voice. It's getting me emotional just thinking about it, let alone talking about it. And it's not something I want to, again, really get into in this video, but like I've said, it is a cause of anxiety for me, because I feel pretty chill, weirdly, about the whole situation, about giving birth, full stop, and things like that. But the thought of being on my own and having to do that, like, I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know what to do. I've never done it before. Like, to have to be on my own, like, oh, I literally cannot think of anything worse. Yeah, so anyway, there's that. Like I say, I'll leave the petition down below if I can find it. But yeah. Oh, it's annoying. I'm not gonna say anymore. A couple of the other things kind of causing anxiety as well are our housing situation. So again, like I say, I didn't really want to talk about particularly personal stuff at all online, but I'm going to anyway, because it will probably be mentioned in a vlog, or it will come up at some point anyway. So I figured I would just kind of address it now. So if any of you don't know, my partner, my husband, is in the Royal Air Force, so we currently live in married quarters, hence why my background is magnolia. I'm not painting. And we are entitled to a 2-bedroom property, which is what we are in now, which is absolutely fine. Obviously we got married 2 years ago, had no kind of rushed kind of plans to have children, or I didn't even have a plan to really go self-employed, but that is the case. 2 years, well, a year on from moving here, I did go self-employed. This is my room that I work from. This is my treatment room, which is what this is. This is my beauty couch. In the background, I'm a beauty therapist, and obviously we've got a baby on the way, so obviously it's a pregnancy update, Vicky, for God's sake. So basically, for anyone that doesn't know, I know obviously the whole military thing is just such a minefield. Basically, even though I am due a baby in less than 20 weeks, in about 18 weeks, and run an established business from home, registered with everybody it needs to be registered with, we're not entitled to anything more than what we have. So in military accommodation, Please correct me if I am wrong on any of this, but this is my experience going through this situation. I will do like a separate video on it for people that don't really care about like the military side of things on these updates. But yeah, I just thought I'd kind of roughly run through it now just so you know kind of where I'm at. So with military housing, you can apply for something that is called a betterment move. So you can apply for it for different reasons. You can apply because there is like damage to your house that you live in, is inhabitable for one reason or another, or because you have multiple children and you need a bigger property, or things like that. So we have applied for betterment, but because my job means nothing, I have in fact been told by people here that it was my choice to want to go back to work after I have a baby, despite living in the 21st century, and me, well, us not being able to afford for me not to go back to work, albeit on a self-employed basis, that we're not, you know, like I say, that doesn't count basically. So our betterment is classed as non-entitled, which is a sore subject. So basically we're going through that process at the moment. Like I say, we are mid-September now, baby is due in mid-January, and obviously COVID could put a stop to anything at any point, could put a stop to moves across the board again, like it had done previously, like earlier in this year, and yeah, it could just fuck things up. So that's what I mean by it kind of all coinciding together. So that's where we're at with that, and we just very much feel like we're in limbo. We don't know if we are going to even be able to move. It's a case of if there's something available to us, then we could, but at the moment there isn't. It's too far away that we could do anything. So it is a case of if we probably move, it will either be at the last minute when I'm ready to drop, or it'll be after I have baby, which again isn't so much of a problem because baby will be in with us for a few months. So yeah, and then the other thing, again following on from all of that, is my business. So first kind of thing that could interfere, one, COVID could put a stop to my business again. It already has this year, and to a lot of other people's. I only was able to reopen on the 15th of August, so I have been open just short of a month as I'm filming this, probably a month as you see this. No, it won't be a month tomorrow, because you'll be seeing this today hopefully. And the other thing obviously is if we don't get to move within a few months, when baby obviously is no longer in our room with us, she will need her own bedroom, which is this room, which in turn means I would have to close my business. A few people have tried to kind of figure out how it could work where we are now, because we have a fairly big, I don't know if any of you guys have seen my vlogs, fairly big like living room diner kind of thing, but I just don't think it would work. We'd have to rearrange the whole thing, which isn't so much of the problem, but it's just, I like to keep it separate for both of us, both of our sakes and my client's sake. I don't want a client to come round to have a nice relaxing treatment when my husband's playing the Xbox in the same room. Like, it's just not the same, and nor is it nice for him to have someone having their leg waxed while he's trying to watch TV or do uni work or whatever. It wouldn't work. So yes, that is that. They are my causes for anxiety. which I have been thinking about, like I say, quite a lot recently, because I'm at that halfway point. I'm kind of thinking of the next steps kind of thing. So yeah, that's that. Apologies, this video is a little bit long, and kind of maybe a bit depressing. I don't know, but I just wanted to be kind of honest, and this, like I've said before, is as much for you guys to kind of see what I'm doing as for me to look back on. So it will be interesting to look back on these videos one day, and see kind of where we're at, and how I was feeling, and things like that, like mentally. And quite frankly, at the moment, I'm in a blah place again. I'm not down, I am anxious, obviously, but I feel okay. Let's put it that way. So I'm gonna stop this video here. Like I say, I've been rambling for quite some time. I feel quite emotional. So I'm going to go and have a little bit of a break, have a cup of tea, because that is one of the things. Let's change this video around. Let's make it positive. I like tea again. So yeah, there's that. So I'm going to go and make myself a nice cup of tea with oat milk. Thank you, Elle. And yeah, I will see you all shortly. Hopefully, like I say, if this video goes up today, I will have my travel system video up hopefully later this week, if not next week. But yeah, I hope you are still enjoying these updates. Let me know if there's anything like specific you want me to talk about, whether you think me talking about this kind of stuff that I had talked about today is a good idea or not. And also let me know if you'd like me to do some like separate videos. I have planned to do them, it's just kind of gone on the back burner a little bit, but I plan to do some more kind of military related videos. I plan on doing like a Q&A, like a housing type video, like a start of the kind of process of the application of applying for SFA, and things like that. So if that's your kind of thing, or if there's anything specific you want to see, then please do let me know in the comments down below, and give this video a massive thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all very soon. Bye guys. I forgot to show you my bump. So hopefully some of you would have seen that there was a little bit left on the end of this video. If not, you're not missing out. But yeah, so this is my 21 plus a few days bump from the front and from the side. You can see my hips bulging. So yeah, she's growing well. And then my naked bump looks like this. I am wearing workout leggings because that's the only thing that fits. And maternity clothes is expensive.